Hi everyone! So this week's video is about a few things I no longer buy now that I've downsized, decluttered, and am living more minimally. So first is things that I didn't know I wanted. So these are the items that you think are really beautiful, that you think you want, but you never intended to buy. So I always keep a wish list of items that I'm looking to purchase. And when I'm shopping, I only look for those items. But of course, sometimes I come across things that I really want, or that I think are really beautiful and that I would like to have, but I try to never buy those at that time. I always give myself some time to really think about it and make sure that it's something that I actually want and I'm not just caught up in the moment, because if I give myself a little time, often I realize that I don't really even want that thing anymore, or I've completely forgotten about it, or I've realized that it wouldn't actually work with my closet or my lifestyle. Before I decluttered the majority of my possessions, there were so many things that I had impulsively bought and then never really used. And taking a little bit of time to really think about that purchase and make sure it's something that I actually want has been the biggest help with reducing my shopping and overall consumption. Next is items I already have. Now this may seem kind of silly, buying items that you already have, but I used to do this. I used to go out and find, I don't know, a really cute pair of shoes, or maybe something that I thought I needed in my home or kitchen or whatever it was, and I would bring it home and then realize that I already had something fairly similar or that served that same purpose. Living more minimally has really helped with this though, because I only have things that I use. I know the things that I own, so I don't end up doubling up on stuff. And also because I only shop for things that I know I need, I don't end up randomly purchasing things that I already own. Next is special event outfits. Now, I used to be the kind of person where anytime some sort of special event came up, I thought that I needed to go buy a new outfit for it, or at least a new piece of jewelry or shoes. But what that meant is I then had dresses and shoes and jewelry that I really only wore a few times. But now I have a few outfits that I know I can wear to formal occasions, and also some pieces that I can dress up if I need to. And really, it's so crazy to me to have a new outfit for every single occasion. People don't even remember what you wore. But if you do feel like you need a new outfit, or you don't have an outfit for a special event, some things you can do are try and borrow from friends or family. You can look into renting an outfit. There are a few different websites and places that will rent formal clothes. And you can also buy something secondhand, and if you know that you're only going to wear it once, you could buy it at a thrift store or charity shop and then donate it back to that shop. The next thing I no longer buy is items that require you to buy more things to use them. So again, I used to do this. I would go out and maybe buy a new dress and then realize that I didn't have shoes to wear that dress, or I didn't have the right bag to go with that dress. I've also noticed this can happen quite easily with makeup, where you buy a new product and then maybe you need a special brush to go with it, or a primer to go under it, or stuff like that. So the way I found to avoid this is just to, again, really plan and make sure that I'm only buying things that I actually need and am going to use, and I plan out how it's going to fit into my wardrobe or into my home or into my life. So for example, what I do with clothing to avoid this is before I buy a new piece, I try to think of at least 3 to 5 outfits that I'll be able to wear that piece with. And if I can think of those fairly quickly, I know that it'll probably work pretty well. And if I really struggle to think of at least 3 outfits, I know that it's probably not a good fit for my capsule and will require me to buy other things to make it work. And finally, I try to avoid buying things that don't last. So I try to avoid things that are poor quality or disposable items. There is just too much waste in the world, and I definitely think it's worth it to spend a little extra money to buy something that's better quality. But extra money doesn't always equal better quality, and especially if you're shopping online, it can be really hard to know what the quality of something is like and how long it might potentially last you. One thing I found really helpful though is to read reviews, especially with products like electronics or things that get a lot of wear. People will talk about generally if it broke on them fairly quickly, if it lasted them a long time. Also looking for companies that offer warranties or repairs. I have a video about how to find good quality clothing, which I will link up in the cards. And it's also good to ask friends for recommendations, because they might have something that they've used for a long time or that was really good quality that they could recommend. I think having a good sense of your personal style helps avoid those trendy pieces or pieces that you keep for only a season. And when buying something new, think about how long you can see yourself realistically using it. Is it 1 year, 5 years, maybe 10 years? If you can see yourself using it for a really long time, it's going to be a much better investment than something that you only think you'll use for maybe a year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if I sound a little hoarse. I just realized that while filming I might be getting sick. I hope not though. But I would love to hear in the comments about something that you no longer purchase. And thank you so much to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. I started up a Patreon just over a month ago, so if you like what I'm doing on this channel, you can now support me over there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.